I've played plenty of horrifying games in my life. From the likes of Silent Hill to all the way up to Resident Evil, these games really shaped my love for the gaming world of horror. However, more recently, I had a lack of horror games to play, as I'm just really waiting for Fears to Fathom to drop again, so I had to go looking for a new scary horror game. Now, considering the horror genre, especially in gaming, is full of a lot of mascot horror that is, one, not really that unique, and also two, not that scary, I was really into searching for a, kind of a disturbing game, but also with a really good story. And upon my journey of searching for this next horror game that I'd really enjoy, I ended up finding, well, what I would like to think could be the best of the lot. Now this is Puppet Combo. They make PS1 style horror games, and honestly I'm annoyed at myself for how I didn't find these games sooner. I've seen the images of these games before, however one game in particular seriously did catch my eye because of 1, the story involved, 2, the overall plot, and 3, the main villain. This is Murderhouse, a horror game that genuinely scared me more than any horror game in years. I mean, I am, that horror dude, however, it takes a lot out of me to really scare me, but this game has some ability to scare me more than most games out there. I mean, look at these reactions, I think they speak for itself. I'm trying to think oh wait, hold on, maybe that's where I can finally open this thing down here. Run! Oh, dude! Oh my god! Bro, don't tell me he's just gonna come out of the shadows again. That was terrifying, dude. I need a save. But before I delve into this story a little bit deeper, there will be spoilers for the game in this video, and if you do like the whole kind of vibe of this game so far, and you want to go and check it out, do go play this and then come back to this video, because you do not want to be spoiled for the story of this game. However, let's get straight into it. In Murderhouse, we have a prologue and a main storyline. The prologue is honestly just super eerie as we stroll through a closed mall in the darkness. As the mall appears to be empty, we see little appearances of what seems to be a pink rabbit until we actually encounter what seems to be this figure in our vision. Scared. Oh! Bro, turn. Bro, no. We end up having to hide in the bathroom stalls, which honestly reminds me of the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 2003 with a locker scene. But ultimately, we end up finding Jacksepticeye of all people. However, unfortunately, we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Hey, that's Jacksepticeye, dude. Oh no! Yo, what an opening, dude. But without further ado, the mainline story is where this game genuinely becomes one of my favorite horror games of all time. As we're introduced to our main plot of characters, we have Tom, who is our cameraman, Dana, who is our reporter, Gary, the head of production and director, and also Emma, who is our protagonist of the story and ultimately the character we play as. These are a bunch of people in a news crew reporting on a pink rabbit killer known as the Easter Ripper, as he was very prominent back a few years back. However, there is certain appearances going up around town which seems to lead towards this killer being back. However, during our reporting, weird occurrences begin to happen around the house. For example, our car being wrecked, the doors being locked, and ultimately chains being around the exits. However, we end up having to progress through this game, ultimately looking for a way out. For example, turning on the power in the fuse box in the basement. We have to find certain weapons just in case we need them. But ultimately, when we go upstairs as we progress further in this game, we end up seeing this. Oh no, Dana!
Help me! There's somebody else in here!
Dana!
No!
Bro! He cuts her arm off, then her head. as the Easter Ripper does appear to be back, as this dude just completely mauls Dana in one of the probably the most shocking deaths I've seen in a long time when it comes to a horror game. Honestly, I did not expect this coming. Now, don't get me wrong, in the lead up to this kill, it is very obvious considering, Dana kind of runs out of the room and it's just complete darkness behind her, which does imply that someone's probably going to walk out. However, the way in which this Easter Ripper kills Dana is so vicious and so violent, and it doesn't even end there, as when we end up having to run away from this killer and come back downstairs, Dana's body is still left there, obviously headless, but her head is sitting on a mantelpiece with an Easter egg stuffed inside her mouth. Now, instantly this adds a little bit of character to our killer, because not only is he kind of being vicious to our other protagonists, but he's also adding a little bit of character to his kind of playfulness of wanting to play this game to go on this whole Easter egg hunt, which is basically this killer's whole agenda. He is an Easter bunny and he kind of acts into that kind of role. It's not only Dana who meets a very violent death, as we explore the house even more, we end up finding more keys and unlocking more doors, as we eventually unlock a door upstairs which leads us to this second bedroom, which ultimately we find Gary, the director, chilling inside, ultimately hiding out. However, as we enter this room, Gary does eventually meet his end in a very gruesome way. Oh,
Dana is
Gary,
dead.
there you are. Oh, damn, bro, we haven't seen him in ages. Let's go, Gary.
Find an exit.
Okay. Now, to me, this game for a PS1 style horror game has amazing gore effects. Like, the level of detail in this game is genuinely extraordinary. I cannot explain to you how shocking it was seeing this on first playthrough. I did not expect it to be this gory, and to me, that was a really satisfying feeling, because not only does Puppet Combo make a really good story here, but the kills are violent, they're entertaining, and ultimately, it's something that any horror fan can enjoy. As ultimately, towards the end of the game, we find all 4 Easter eggs, as one in Dana's mouth, one was in Gary's body, and the third one we find in a piano, and eventually the fourth one we find in the bathtub, as we find it on top of another body. Once we have all 4 eggs in the house, we enter the boss fight, and the killer is eventually revealed. It is personally who I predicted from the start, and that is Tom, the other cameraman. I did predict this, however, the fact that I did find it quite easy to figure out who it was, I did enjoy the reveal. However, there's one issue with this boss fight that I'd like to go into, and that is definitely the camera system. Now, don't get me wrong, this boss fight is quite easy. It's genuinely just one of those boss fights where you do a certain amount of damage and they eventually just fall over, kind of like an Elden Ring type boss where it's like a damage barrier kind of thing, or a damage bar, and ultimately it takes a few shots to kill him, but luckily you get a shotgun in this boss fight, so it's quite fun. However, the camera angle does make this boss fight extremely hard, to the fact that it's actually hard to figure out where you're aiming your gun. I missed very easy shots. I mean, at one point I had a shotgun and at point blank range I missed, so it was extremely annoying. Are you serious? Oh, I'm stuck. Oh my god, what is this camera? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that camera. But ultimately, it didn't really ruin the vibe for me. It did kind of annoy me at certain points, but it didn't take me out of the immersion. I did really enjoy this boss fight. The ending is very interesting, how you literally run out of the greenhouse, and you literally the game just ends, cuts to black, and cuts to credits, which I did really enjoy. And ultimately, it's probably one of the most fun experiences I've had this year. But this game, in my opinion, might be one of the most eerie and intense horror games I've played in a long time. And if you haven't played it, you genuinely need to, because it's an experience like no other. The actual eeriness of being around the house where you can't actually hear anything. There's minimal music to where like you're actually just walking around the house and you just hear footsteps. He was in here, dude. He was in here. So much so where I was actually in the safe room, and they added an effect that the killer starts banging on the safe room door, ultimately adding to the scare factor and also the realistic factor of this game. It genuinely feels a realistic game, since the fact that you can just run into this killer at any point in time and he's just going to jump scare you out of nowhere, which I really did enjoy, and it did get me on multiple occasions. For me, I think the jump scares are excellent in this game, and if you haven't played it, definitely go check it out. But that is my analysis on the game of Murderhouse by Puppet Combo. I will definitely be checking out the other games Puppet Combo have to offer after this one. I am very, very excited. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button down below. If you have played Murderhouse, I'd love to hear your opinions on it in the comments below, and I hope you all have the most amazing day. If you do like anything to do with horror on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit that notification bell so you're always notified whenever I upload. But as always, I hope you all have the most amazing day. Stay safe and peace. First shot of this episode, Tammy picks this house.
Oh, what about that one?
Now, if you ask me, that is the, worst house you can pick. It has wallpaper on the outside.